Alright Scouters, in this video I'm going to be sharing with you my secret to make sure that you are an expert Scout leader. Now this video is only for Scout leaders, so if you're a Scout, go ahead and click on one of the cards right up here. That'll take you to a video that's better suited for you, because I want to make sure that I share the information on how to become an expert Scouting leader to just the leaders. Welcome back Scouters, it's the Sespi Scouter. Alright, I told you I was going to share with you the secret to being an expert Scout leader. Did all the Scouts leave the room? Are they gone? Now this information is going to be important for you to be able to share with your senior patrol leader and your youth leadership. Okay, here's the secret. You don't have to be an expert in anything. That's the secret. Don't be afraid to reach out to other people and to bring in experts in certain fields in order to help facilitate your Scout program. As a leader, I would hope that you would be well versed in the Guide to Safe Scouting and especially the Guide to Advancement. But when it comes to skills that Scouts need to learn from the Scout Handbook, you don't have to know everything, and neither do your youth leaders. Now, a while back ago, one of my jobs was being a chef. And I learned a lot of very valuable lessons working in that industry. I learned how to multitask, I learned how to prioritize, I learned how to deal with people. But there are a few lessons that I learned that really stood out to me. The first one is exactly what I'm sharing with you tonight. You don't have to be the expert. The second lesson that I learned was don't be afraid to bring in outside talent. Don't be afraid to bring in new talent. Don't be afraid to bring in people that know more than you. Now, I think this lesson is very valuable for us to share with our senior patrol leader and our patrol leaders, especially when we're sitting at the Patrol Leaders Council and we're trying to figure out what we're going to do for our next meetings. A lot of times, Scouts will come up with the idea to work on something for the trail to first class. They want to work on knots. They want to work on lashings. They want to work on first aid. Then I ask them, okay, who's confident enough to teach everything you need to know about first aid? And we usually get a few blank stares and a lot of looking around and not me kind of looks. So I'll tell them and encourage them, don't be afraid to bring in somebody who's an expert in this. Why don't we reach out to the local fire department or the local ambulance company? Does anybody have somebody in their family who's a nurse or a paramedic or a doctor who may be willing to come and share this knowledge with our Scouts? I think one of the most valuable and maybe one of the most memorable meetings we had was when we had our local fire department come and work with our Scouts on first aid. When that was all done, they took them outside and they gave them a tour of the fire truck and told them about all the cool tools and contraptions and gadgets and gizmos that they had. The Scouts really enjoyed being able to listen to somebody who wasn't me or wasn't one of them and who is an expert in the subject. One of the tools that I like to utilize in all of my units is a parent talent survey. Now you can do this online or you can send home an actual piece of paper, but we ask the parents, what do you do for a job? What kind of skills do you have? What kind of hobbies do you have? And would any of them be willing to share this with the Scouts? You'd be very surprised as to what comes back. Take backpacking for example. I am not a backpacker. This is not a backpacker's body. I don't know much about backpacking, but I have Scout leaders and I have Scouts who do know a lot about backpacking. They've been to Philmont. This is what their family does in their free time for fun. Who do I turn to when we have to talk or teach about backpacking? Those families. And this is just another tool that you can put in your mental toolbox to share with your youth leadership or with other leaders within your troop. You don't have to be the expert, but it helps if you know who is. Alright Scouters, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you see when I upload new videos. If you like the information in this video, share it with a friend. Don't forget to keep it simple and make it fun, and we'll see you on the next one. This is the Sespi Scouter saying goodnight.